gamers. I'm back again. This time, like I said, with some Ralts, some Pinsir. Actually, got to the Dazzling Cave before I started stream. So I don't have to walk all the way over here once I start stream. So, which means I can basically just get right into it. And really close to 1,000 for Ralts. Probably can reach it today. In fact, I'd be very surprised if I didn't. Pinsir. Oh, I forgot to. That's one thing I forgot to do is get rid of my party. Pinsir's going alright, you know. It's not the fastest, but it's faster than Ralts. It's one thing I need to remember to do after stream is get rid of all my party Pokemon, except for Onix. Just to get rid of that extra dialogue in between each reset. Oh man, for Pinsir for the first encounter. See how quickly I can get a Ralts. Gonna try to go for 2 hours minimum. If I'm feeling up to it, I might go longer. I want to try doing longer streams. My past two have only been an hour, but those are a little bit different, so I'm not that worried about it. I want to slowly work my way up to 3 hours would be nice, but 4 hours is like probably the best amount of time to stream for. But I do tend to get very sleepy and a little bored during the streams. Kind of depends on the game I'm playing. If I'm just shiny hunting, I can usually end up getting a little bored by the 2 hour mark, which makes it hard for me to keep going. But then if I'm playing a more involved game, I usually end up just getting tired. So I guess it's just a matter of working on my stamina. Now, one thing that would give me a nice boost of energy, help me make it for longer streams, is getting shinies. I know that doesn't happen to me too often anymore. Could say my beginner's luck is worn off, and now that I'm a more experienced shiny hunter, it's time for me to get those big numbers up. With Togepi before Ralts? Actually, I think I got that Togepi then, yep. Although I think I'll probably get that Ghastly as well. The only game I've had a little bit of luck in recently is Pokemon Go. I got a shiny Hisuian Growlithe today in Go from the weekly research, which is nice. Yesterday I got a Lickitung, which is also nice. I think it's either already over or it ends like at the end of the day. The event for Slakoth and Komala. Unfortunately, I did not get a shiny of either of those. But I get lots of Goomies. And although it wasn't shiny, I did get a 100% Goomy on Goomy Day, which is nice. I don't see those very often outside of like reward Pokemon. Those usually have higher stats, but just wild Pokemon, I don't think I've gotten a 100% in years. I think next event is for Shiny Larvesta. There might be something in between that and the next event. I don't remember. We got Cyndaquil Classic Community Day on like the 23rd. Which I'll probably do. I don't have Cyndaquil yet. And with Larvesta, I mean, the shiny odds won't be boosted, it'll just be Larvesta that's boosted, which is honestly fine, because I've gotten like one Larvesta from eggs. And I think it needs 400 candy to evolve, so having it out in the wild will definitely at least help me get close to that. Depending on how long the event lasts, I might not even get to that number. Sometimes we'll get events that are like, 4 or 5 days, a week's time. And then other times we'll get some that are just over the weekend or even just like a few hours of one day. And there's not really a consistent tell of how long something's gonna be. I feel like usually if it's just introducing, a new shiny, then it'll just be a couple days. Or if it's something that gives boosted odds, then it'll be just one day. But then we'll still get stuff that lasts like a week. Although I suppose those usually are reserved for like events that change up the spawns for a lot of Pokemon. They'll usually have, like this one had added shiny Komala, and that Slack Off with the costume. So usually, if it's got a costume in, I think they'll usually have that last a little longer. But I feel like not always. Sometimes we'll get costume events that are only a couple of days. And then sometimes we'll get events that don't really change any Pokemon shiny odds. They just change the encounter rate of Pokemon without even adding anything new. Why is my stream preview so far behind? I haven't dropped any frames this time. Yesterday I dropped like 2,000 frames. I don't know what's up with that. I didn't really look through the video, so I'm not sure how bad it was in terms of lag. I don't really mind with a stream like that, since I will never need to use anything from that. like a one-off. But when it comes to shiny hunting streams, I plan on using footage from these, maybe, especially, you know, if I actually get a shiny in them, which would kind of suck if one of those got really laggy. Keep spamming through and killing Caterpies. It's not really a point in grinding Pokemon since I just reset every time. There's a Scyther. Still no Ralts yet. Plenty of Houndoom though. Let's hope I can get at least one Ralts before 1,000. If not, that would mean I go 20 rare spawns without a single Ralts, which is not something I want to have happen. Is it Duskull? Taken a little over 10 minutes to do 10 encounters, so far it's not too bad of an encounter rate for this hunt. With it taking just about a little over a minute for each encounter. Which means if it kept up with that rate, I could get over 100 in 2 hours. But unfortunately, it does not tend to do that. Oh, here's a Ralts though. I think I had times in the other area where I went 15 minutes without seeing a rare spawn. This room, I'd be surprised if I went longer than 5 minutes, but still 5 minutes without an encounter is not great. It still puts it at a lengthier encounter rate compared to other hunts I've done. Everything says that it's running normally, but doesn't look like it is. Definitely looks like it's lagging a bit. Maybe it's just on my end. Fight the Caterpies. We're at 18 Dinklets. So I'll probably get at least one boosted session before the end of stream. Also run into a ghastly. That will happen more than once, probably. Really hoping that one of the games I'm hunting in will get something before Safari Week. I've got a few games that I'm hunting in, even outside of stream, that my luck has also not been super great in. Mostly my Diamond and Platinum, which is what I'll be using to hunt for Safari Week. They're having pretty bad luck. Not super bad, it's just a little over odds right now for the hunt I'm doing, but I'd like to refrain from having to go, over like 10,000. Not exactly sure how many encounters I'll be able to put into that hunt before Safari Week gets here. As for these games, Pincer, I'm not worried about. You know, it's only at 2,000. This is just kind of something I am doing on the side to make this Ralts a little bit more engaged, I guess. But Ralts, the sooner the better for Ralts. And like I've said in the past, if I phase, I will probably put this hunt on hold. With Safari Week so close, if I were to phase, I might just play through some of the game to get this Safari Zone, and then hunt there, and then come back. But if that doesn't end up happening, if I don't phase, so I'll just have to leave here. Because normally during Safari Week I hunt at least 2 games at a time. But this year I could go up to 4, at least 5 if you count hunting in Omega Ruby, but it's not really the same. But I could only stream 2 games at once. So I'd like to be able to hunt on the Switch. But this is my only playthrough of this game I have on this Switch. So I say if it gets to be like the 20th, or no, Safari Week starts on the 21st. So maybe if it gets to be like the 15th. If I can stream this, so 15th isn't 4 days. So next Sunday, if I haven't gotten Ralts, then I'll start playing through the game, get to Safari Zone, and just save my luck for there. Shouldn't take that long, you know, a couple of days at most. And then when Safari Week ends, I'll come back and continue hunting this until the Ralts. Hits around a Ralts at the same time. if I get it really like shortly after Safari Weekends, if I get it then I'll. Nah, I'll just do Cranidos regardless of when I get it. I thought maybe I would be willing to do another Ralts phase before I do Cranidos if I got it early. Like if I got it now, before Safari Week, I might start another phase after Safari Week. But I don't know. Depends on if I actually get anything in Safari Week, I think. So I'd like to have some more shinies, you know, in this game to keep me company. And unfortunately, this hunt doesn't seem to be giving out too many. So I'll have to see how I feel after Safari Week, whether or not I want to do this or Cranidos, because Cranidos will go way faster. Now, as long as I don't go super over odds. There's the first reset. I need to plug this in. There we go. I'm trying to avoid the Gastly so I don't make my 1000 encounter a Gastly. It can be a Houndoom. Throat's pretty dry. Still got another 3,000 encounters for Ralts to get to the odds, not counting any boosted time I have, the Diglets. Not really sure what the calculation would be if you like tried to consider times with the Diglett active. Probably wouldn't be that much lower since I spent such little amount of time with it going. So it'd be like 3,500 or something. Then I'll take whatever makes it a little faster. The sooner I get this done with, the sooner I can move on to other hunts. Be nice to be able to hunt like Dialga and Arceus. Yeah, the legendaries. Especially Dialga, so I can put it in Legends and see it in its origin form. though I actually got shiny Origin Dialga during the Sinnoh tour. Didn't go, so I guess I'd probably prefer Palkia. But I'll worry about Shining Pearl once I'm done with this. Maybe I'll do a Dream Team quest where all the hunts are easy instead of this one where I just saw something concerning show up in my Discord. What was I saying? Yeah, maybe because a lot of my hunts for this Brilliant Diamond Dream Team quest are kind of hard, more lengthy hunts. I already got Carnivine out of the way, and Turtwig, which are, you know, hard in their own, you know, way, but Ralts and Riolu are on a different level compared to those two. But this Dream Team is based off of it's the team I had in my most recent Platinum playthrough. Oh, I got the boost going. But it's actually based off the team I imagined myself having, I guess, as a kid. I don't think I ever got these Pokemon in Gallade or some of those other Pokemon, probably Lucario and Diamond, which is what I originally played. But this was the team I was like, oh man, I want these guys. So that's what I'm going for in this. So if I play through Shining Pearl, I might focus more on like shinies I like rather than just the team itself. And Giratina is like either number 1 or 2. It's like a tie between Giratina and Emboar for my favorite shiny. So I'd love to get one of them. Oh, I don't know if it's post game or not. I think it might be in these games, but I'm not sure. Let me get a Ralts, maybe. I guess more Duskull is fine. Better than a bunch of gasoline. If I were to go through Shining Pearl, I don't know if I'd want to commit to another starter hunt, but I'd probably do Infernape. Piplup was my starter in my original playthrough of this game, so even though I don't have the shiny, I'd rather play through with a starter I haven't used for this yet. But that's only if I actually want to commit to soft resetting for it. You can hunt them in the underground, I think. It might just be the other region service. I actually don't remember. But if you can, then I probably will at least go for all 3 of them once in the underground. And then Masuda the rest. Which I mean, I'd have to Masuda 2 Chimchar and Piplup and 1 more Turtwig, which that's a lot of Masuda if I'm going for a living dex. If I just want them each once, you know, then it's not that bad, but I tend to lean towards going for living dexes just cause that's the Shiny Hunter way. That's my Shiny Hunter way, yeah. Not every Shiny Hunter needs to commit all of their time to this stuff, but we're only 30 minutes in, so could see another boosted session before the end of stream, but I could also see us not having that happen. I haven't been putting in music in my streams lately, including this one, just because it's such a pain having to reset the randomizer in YouTube every like 20 minutes, feels like. Samus Aran left the underground and Sam entered the underground. Can I get less Smoochum and Elegant and more Ralts, maybe? Feel like I end up saying that every stream. Just makes me feel like something's going on. And that something could just be that the odds are different, but I feel like they're the same. They're all at like 20%. I almost ended up attacking that Caterpie, but I managed to hold back that time. No one had to get hurt. also at 0 for Diglett meter, so doesn't seem like any of the people down here are worrying about filling that up, unfortunately. Of course, if I really wanted it to fill up, I could do it myself, but from the calculations I did in the other area, I end up seeing 3 times as many Pokemon, not worrying about that. Whereas, getting that exclusively hunting in the boosted sessions only doubles my odds, so this way is supposed to be faster. Not that I have anything to show for that, but maybe one day I will. Oh, back-to-back Ralts. Very nice. Not shiny though. Maybe I'll have better luck at the end of stream when I open my pack. Still hoping for at least some sort of special art card or a full art trainer card. Something other than just the EXs, full art EXs. Because so far I split this this booster box, and neither me or the person I split it with have gotten anything other than EXs, the full art ones. So I feel like between the two of us, one of us should get something better than that, but who knows? Little worried about Smoochum and being able to tell if it's shiny. I've gotten one in Ultra Moon, you know, one of the 3D games, so I feel like I should be able to tell, but I'm not sure. Some shinies and textures and stuff are a little different in this game. Ralts, it's like 4th or 5th Ralts today. Maybe I should have a separate counter just for the Ralts I see. And another one for all the Ghastly I accidentally encountered. It's gotta be at least like 200 at this point, maybe more. And I wonder how many shiny Ghastly I would have found if I was encountering everything I saw. But that, I'm probably well over maybe like 10,000 total Pokemon seen, so that's at least like 2, probably like 3 I've missed out on. But I think I'd probably go crazy trying to do this while encountering every single Ghastly. And it would also make it a lot funnier if I were to phase on Ghastly by accidentally running into one. But not like that funny, so maybe the Ghastly should like stay away from me. We're up to 6 on the Diglets. And I'm getting a bunch of Ghastly. I don't really want that. That was still a joke, I said. Almost at 2,500 for Pinsir, which is not bad. Puts us halfway to 3,000. There's a reset. I feel like I might have been entering Pinsir encounters into Ralts for some reason. That number just seems higher than it should be. But I haven't had any long periods of time without seeing anything, so. I'm at a little over 40 encounters, which means I'm going at a rate of a little under 1 per minute now. Which I definitely cannot complain about. It's Ghastly trying to get me while I'm distracted, but I would never let him. Whoops. This is what I'm worried about happening. That's why I got that Ghastly. Definitely gotta make sure I don't misinput anything. Cause I would not be happy if I found the Ralts and then it teleported away. I'd probably have to stop shiny hunting for like at least a month, probably more than that. If that happened to me. Definitely would make it very hard to be motivated for this hunt if I found it and failed it. I'd probably do Granados and Riolu and then come back once I'm done with those two. So hopefully that won't happen. Alright, there's 2,500 for Pinsir. And there's the Pinsir to get us to that number. Don't want to attack it. Still a long ways to go, however. At this rate, I actually might be able to do 100 encounters. Before the end of stream. Which is nice, since my past few times doing this, I usually only get 30 or 40 done. But that's also because I've been only doing like hour-long sessions. Twitch doesn't really like when I swap titles. Like that clip I made of me getting the whatever that thing is called, this legacy energy, yeah. I clipped that and it put the clip in, like it counted as a Genshin clip. Even though at the time I was streaming. This, I think. So that's one thing I gotta look out for. I could probably change it. Either while I'm making the clip or after it, but I'd rather not have to worry about it. So my goal for this is 180 on Ralts. Pinsir. I'm not sure. Maybe like 650 or 700 for Pinsir. I haven't been paying close attention to the encounter rate, so I don't have a good gauge of how much time it takes to do that. I feel like at least another 100 though is likely. Ralts encounters are still going pretty good. Although, most of these unfortunately have not been Ralts. Well, I've seen a fair amount, you know. Probably about the average rate. But that doesn't mean I wouldn't rather see more. You know, what would be funny, maybe I should start hunting this in like platinum. I think you can do random encounters for it in platinum on the side and see if I can get it first in that. That would be a little bit funny, I think. I would consider hunting it in Gen 3. And it's only got like a 5% encounter rate in that. But I can't stream that right now, so I'd maybe start at Gen 4 and then move my way up through the gens. Plus, of course, you know, Ralts felt like showing up before then. Almost at the 1 hour mark for stream, so I'll probably take a little break then to stretch and stuff. We got another hour. I haven't hunted Ralts offline at all in a while, but I might consider doing some offline hunting for Waltz, just to maybe get lucky and get it before Safari Week. Cause just 2 hours of it every. I've mostly been focusing on doing this on days where I can also hunt pincer on the side. So it's basically every other day. It's not really getting the encounters in that I get in for most of my other hunts, which also contributes to why this one's taking a little bit longer. It's not the main reason, but it definitely is a reason. And it's a lot easier to do offline, because I'll usually have something like a stream or a show playing on the side to help keep me entertained, but I don't really like... I know some people have that on during streams, but I would rather not. Then I wouldn't really mind hunting this on days without pincer if I had something else to help prevent me from getting too bored. Which could be a show or even some of my offline hunts that I don't really care to hook up to my stream. Over 10 more for the Diglett boost. Shouldn't be too long. Hopefully they don't go too crazy during my break and start it during that. I only plan on taking like a minute break, but only lasts for like 2 or 3 minutes, so that'd be like a third of the time lost. And at this rate, I could see a third boosted session within the next hour. As long as it doesn't take them too long to fill this one up. 10 Digletts could take, you know, over an hour to get. Just really depends on if anyone's actively collecting them or not. What I need to have happen is some big streamer running a like community shiny hunting event or something like that in these games, which I know people have done in the past. You know, just as a little revisit to the BDSP games, and then I'll see, you know, the closest I'll get to experiencing the underground when this this game was actually somewhat popular, you know, before Legends came out and stole all the glory. Okay, I'm not gonna encounter. Well, no, I'll get one more pincer encounter. It's Paris. And I'll get out of here. I'm going to take a very short 1 or 2 minute break to stretch pretty good on water. And then I'll get back to this. Alright. Okay. Wait time's over. Alright, still at 37, so got back just in time pretty much for the Diglets. Oh, but I should have paused this. Oh well. So we got another hour left to stream. So that's 3 pincer resets. Or 2 resets, I guess. So I won't actually need to reset the 3rd time. 3 sessions for pincer. Oh. Whoops. Why did it do that? So I need to click on that. Well, back-to-back Hound in like the same spot. This time it should be fine. And there's the boosted session. This is only an hour and 6 minutes in, so I think it's pretty likely to get one more boosted session, probably towards like the very end of stream. Probably another 40 or 50 minutes before that happens. So if I can see a few Ralts or Duskull. I thought about it a little more, and it shouldn't take that long to get to the Great Marsh. And you can get stuff like, I already have Carnivine, but Croagunk and Scorpy are both before the post game, which are what I'd want the most, even with the National Dex unlocked. And all those guys you get from that. So I might wait a little bit longer before I start playing through this. And I may also be adding in, where's the else? Soul Silver. I've been using it to hunt Togepi. But I was planning on restarting it. I don't have Togepi yet, but I was planning on restarting it to hunt a starter. And then go back to Togepi, so I might as well. Or it might not honestly end up being me. But the game will be played through by someone. Up to or past the Safari Zone. I'm not sure. I don't have anything probably in Johto Safari Zone, but I'm not sure if there's any like cool encounters you can get before you can set up the blocks and stuff. I'm sure any of the like Hoenn and Sinnoh Pokemon are probably either take a long time, or they do, but they might also be locked behind the post game. But when it comes to like some of the cooler Kanto and Johto Pokemon, like Kangaskhan and Tauros and stuff like that, I'm not sure what all I can get. Probably like a write-off without really needing to set anything up. I've never spent much time there. Even when I played it as a kid, I didn't really mess around with the Safari Zone on those games. So I'm not sure if there's anything in particular I'll target there, or just kind of roam around there and hope for whatever. But Diamond and Platinum, I would definitely be hoping for Carnivine. In this game, I'll be trying to go for Croagunk or Scorpy. Emerald. Oh, there is the boost. Emerald. I know it's got some like Johto Pokemon, but those might be post-game. I'm not sure. But if not, then I'll probably go for one of those. And then Omega Ruby, I'll just keep on doing what I was doing last year. Going for Rhyhorn. I am 6 phases into Rhyhorn. Or I'm on my 7th phase. Which again, I know that doesn't really count, because it's not an actual Safari Zone, but I need to hunt those anyways, so I might as well do it during Safari Week. Oh man, Ralt's right after the boost-ins. See, I'm thinking like Omega Ruby, Safari Zone, and like there's like Girafarig and Wobbuffet and Pikachu in there, which I know are in the older games. I'm just not sure which Pokemon are available, especially in Emerald. Since I know those ones are encounters are different than Ruby and Sapphire. Guess I'll have to look into it. My main focus will be online, on stream. I'll probably do Brilliant Diamond and then I guess Platinum maybe? Diamond or Platinum? And then offline will be pretty much everything at once. I'd consider doing everything on the stream if I could do something like Absol Blogs does, where he like records his desk with all his games on it, but I don't really have a good camera to do that with, or like a setup. So I'll just do it offline when I want to do all my games at once. But I can still do 2 at a time on stream, which isn't bad. Especially if I got Brilliant Diamond running at the 4,000 odds. So I think all the cool Safari Week shinies I've gotten have been offline, unfortunately. I'd like to have something to get on stream, but I think I've just gotten Friend Safari, I want to say. I think the first year I did Safari Week, I was also doing Friend Safari. And I got a ton of stuff from that, but definitely not stuff I consider cool or really authentic Safari Week shiny. First year I got Carnivine and Wooper in Brilliant Diamond. And last year I got another Wooper and a Quagsire, both in Platinum. So I'm hoping something will show up in Diamond. I have never gotten a shiny in my regular Diamond. Despite most hunts I do, I double hunt between my Diamond and Platinum. Not all of them. like if I'm in a situation where it's easier for me to single hunt, even if I will double hunt sometimes, then I'll use platinum. But that diamond is definitely well over odds, especially because that's the save I played through as a kid. So the fact that I've got nothing on there is kind of crazy. We're at 3 for the Diglets. Going a little slow, but I could still definitely see it reaching Togepi. Reaching 40 before the end of stream. And we're at, I think I've seen 3 Togepi and 0 Absol. Which is interesting. Rolls. Now I did once try to use my webcam for recording like my desk, and between like the lighting in my room, which has always been kind of awful, and just the camera itself is kind of old, you could not tell what was happening. I had like 4 or 5 games, and I ended up recording me getting like a shiny Doduo, I think, or maybe a Yanma. I can't remember, but something I got, and you can't even tell that I found a shiny or a Pokemon at all. So if I wanted to do something where I record my desk, I definitely would need to invest in, you know, a camera from like this decade probably at least. We also don't really have the space to like set up a camera. It's already pretty cramped over where I am with my desk. those are things for me to worry about if I ever actually feel like doing that. But right now I'm perfectly fine just streaming a couple games and doing the rest offline. Oh, there's an Absol. First one of the day. Probably have a reset for Pinsir in a couple minutes. I think I'm getting pretty close to that. Getting close to 2,600 for Pinsir. Still got another little over 40 minutes probably of stream, so I bet I can make it to 700 within the next 40 minutes. Definitely wouldn't be surprised if I could get to that, at least. Although it'll probably be pretty close. Already are almost at 1,080 for alts. It's 90 encounters and I guess it's about 90 minutes. A little under 90 minutes. So I am still at a rate of slightly below 1 per minute. Or above, take slightly below 1 minute per encounter. That's what I'm trying to say. Maybe like 50 seconds. reset for that. Just another 2 sessions for Pinsir. So it looks like I'm doing like just about 100 encounters per reset for Pinsir. A little bit under maybe, like 80 or 90. But I'm not sure. If that was true, I might be able to get to 2,800 in 2 more resets, but guess that depends on where I'm at by the end of this reset. There's 2,600. Caterpie. Definitely seen a decent amount of those these past few minutes, which is nice. Because it's gotta even out the rate I had at the start. So I'm definitely seeing a lot less Elekid and Smoochum. Well, still not 0, which would be more convenient for this hunt if that were the case. try to make sure that the 100th encounter for the day is not a ghastly, if that's possible. I put the number up before I even got an encounter. But since I got one like a second later, I guess it doesn't matter that much. It's a ghastlies. There's a Discal. What's happening with this? Okay, it's staying unstable. Is that happening in the real one? So keep an eye on this for a little bit. This seems to be doing fine. It's just the preview that's kind of struggling for some reason. Wonder why that is. Might have been what was happening yesterday as well. Although maybe it just decided to start working once I wanted to actually pay attention to the lag. There's something over here. Just a gas tank. Oh, I'm trapped. No, no. Fortunately, encounter 100 of the day is a ghastly. They, what's that, the pincer maneuver? That's what they did to me. Maybe I can get a redemption routes in this room. Nope. Just more ghastly. Routes. Might be able to make it to 1,100. Especially at the rate I've been going for this stream. I feel like that's pretty likely. I will do my best to make sure not too many of those encounters are ghastlies, but there will likely be a few that I run into. Halfway to a Diglett session. Hopefully it will not take too long. If I get to like an hour and 55 minutes maybe, like 5 minutes till the 2 hour mark, I will probably maybe try to collect Digletts myself. If the boost hasn't happened yet. Just so I can end stream with one more boost. Got another 6 or 7 minutes for the this pincer reset, and we'll go on to the final one of the stream. And then I will probably go ahead and do like maybe an hour offline. It's already pretty late, so I won't do that much more today. But maybe an hour, and then I'll do more tomorrow. Stream tomorrow, I might do maybe like an hour of Genshin and then an hour of Flock. And then offline I'll do Ralts on its own without Pincer on the side, and then come back Thursday and stream again with this. Maybe tomorrow I can do an hour Genshin, hour Endless Ocean, something like that. Probably won't do any Pokemon tomorrow. Gotten a little better at avoiding the running into rocks and crystals and stuff, but just then that definitely was not me avoiding them. thing. There'd probably be a decent amount of Ghastlies that I would not have run into if those rocks weren't there. That would not remove all of them. There definitely are a few that I just end up walking into because I'm not paying attention. There's like Togepi number 4. Maybe Togepi's not a 1%. Maybe it's a 2%. Because I feel like 4 and a little over 100 encounters is a little wacky. Well, I guess it hasn't been 100 total encounters. It's just been 100. Rare spawn encounters. So I think when it comes to rare spawns, the rate isn't encountered. Like, it's not 30% of all spawns are Duskull and Houndoom. It's 30% of all rare spawns are Duskull and Houndoom. So that does mean that finding 4 Togepi and 109 encounters is a little goofy. 1 Absol makes sense. That's definitely the intended encounter rate for Absol. So why doesn't that luck go from giving me extra Togepis to giving me shiny Emeralds? I think that would be a much better use of that luck. Personally, you know. Maybe other people might prefer the Togepis. But I saw hundreds of Togepis during April, which has left me not very interested in them. The Diglett collection rate has definitely slowed down. Still got another 20 minutes or a little less than that. 10 minutes. Until I really need to worry about it, but right now, it's looking like I'll probably need to find at least 10 Digletts on my own if I want to see another boosted session. Maybe a little more. Actually, it just jumped up by like 4 there. So maybe it just takes a little bit for some of the Digletts collected to be recognized. Though I guess that's just one Diggle and a Doug trio. I guess whoever's down here heard me complain that it was going slow, and now they're stepping up the game. Alright, there is the last actual reset. So we got one last Pincer session, so another 20 minutes. Should hopefully give me enough time to get that boosted session. It looks like I only got about 50 that reset, a little under. Per Pincer, so that'll leave me like right at 700. Hopefully I can get to 700, I'm not stuck like a little below. It would be like slightly annoying if I had got stuck at like 7 or 699 or something like that. I knew that Ghastly was there, but I was hoping I could dodge it. But that did not end up happening. And just another 9 Diglets. Another Absol. That 9 Diglets is definitely likely to happen within the next 10 minutes. Especially if I start collecting some. Now we got Sparky down here. It's over for those Diglets. I feel like it is somewhat likely that I might mix up a shiny Kakuna for a Metapod. I do have my sound on, so I should hear the little noise it plays for shinies, but if I miss that, I could also see me missing a shiny Kakuna. And a Weedle, honestly. Weedle, I wouldn't say it's unnoticeable, but the colors are still very similar. Like he still is like yellow with a reddish nose. It's just different shades of those. That if you look at it too fast, you just automatically think it's the same. But that's something I only have to worry about if I don't hear the sparkles and I'm not able to tell. Alright, if someone gets a Dugtrio, then I definitely won't have to worry about collecting any Diglets. We've got about 15 minutes left, probably, before this pincer is done. Should be plenty of time to get those Diglets in. I'm not completely sure where the Diglets spawn in this area. I don't want to go too far, because I won't actually be able to like get here by the time the thing actually happens. I'll try looking around a little bit, find a couple of Diglets. There's one. Oh, someone else found another one. Back in here. Definitely want to stay close. Oh, there we go. Let's make sure there's nothing in here. So I don't want to miss any Ralts, even if they do have don't have the boosted odds. I can see Heralds before this ends, maybe. Smoochum. Heralds. We're at probably last 10 minutes of stream. Oh, there's a Ralts. Not shiny, unfortunately. At least we got to see a Ralts during the last boost of the stream. Maybe I can see a few more. Smoochum, I guess that's also an option. Well, I saw one Ralts, a few other rare spawns at least. So I'll just keep going till this pincer is over with. Hopefully I can get to 2,700 for pincer. There's 1,111 for Ralts. Pretty epic number to be at. last 5 minutes probably. Trying to really focus on getting encounters down in Pincer, so I can get to 700. Took a while to get that Alley-Cat to show up. Hopefully I can get to like 115 for Ralts, or 1115. It's just another 3 encounters. I feel like it's pretty likely to get that. So as long as I can get them show up every minute or so. There's 2,700 for Pincer. Probably go ahead and stop Pincer there. Just to be able to finish on a good number. I'm just gonna try for another 3 encounters for Ralts. There's 1, so there's another 2. I'll go until the timer for Pincer runs out. This is just another couple minutes. But I got a smooch jump here, so I actually might be able to get another to show up before that timer goes off. Let's get a last minute Ralts. Oh, it was a Houndoom. Alright, come here. Definitely made some decent progress on both of these games. It's like a little under 300 for Pincer, and a little over 100 for Ralts. Definitely don't mind that. Just leave this room. And of course, before I end for the day, gotta open my pack. Halfway through the 18 packs I started with, I've gotten 3, I think, hits, as you could call them so far. Although none of them are particularly interesting to me. So hoping for 3 more, you know, that'll make it a pretty equal rate across the whole thing. With at least one of the secret alternate art cards. Starting off with a water energy. A nice Vulpix card. Oh, what? I got the back card. Okay, come on. An Eevee. Girafarig. Oh, this Froakie card. I've been wanting this one. It's got the like claymation. Let me try it this way. Ogre's Mask. So for the masks for Ogerpon. Sunflora. Enhanced Hammer. Whatever that means. Okay, this is a Reverse Holo Dracloak. Reverse Holo Cramorant. And last is... Nice. A holographic Heatran. It's really cool art it's got for this. But yet again, no hits from the past few packs we've gotten. Just have to keep going. Another 8 packs to go. Anyways, I'll be back tomorrow probably with one of the 3 things I said I'd do. Genshin, Endless Ocean, Pluck. Either I'll split it into 2 of those, or maybe I'll commit to doing one for the whole 2 hours. But yeah, until then, I will see ya.